So, good morning, dear friends. Yesterday we have discussed about the forest and wildlife, and in that we have discussed classification of forest, types of forest, classification according to ownership, administration, and deforestation, and impact of deforestation. So, today we will see the remedies for forest conservation. So the first point, research should be carried out to find the option of wood. This will be reduce the usage of wood, and it will save the forest. Wherever the trees are to be inevitably for the development work or for necessity, new trees of the same species should be grown. There should be a total ban for cutting trees which are not grown fully. So research, we have to, the government has to conduct the research, means instead of woods, what purpose we, what things we can use, means for reducing the cutting of forest. This will reduce the usage of wood and it will save the forest. Wherever the trees are to be cut inevitably for the development of the necessity, means we are making woods, this windows, then doors, etc. for the with the woods, right? So to reduce that, we are using these plastics and these fibers to instead of woods, right? So government has to initiate a law. Then next is those industries which receive this raw material from the forest should be compelled for afforestation for future needs under the name of ecotourism. The forest cover should not be damaged and should be strictly controlled. Means industries are using as raw material. For example, paper company are using the raw material as this wood from the forest should be compelled for afforestation. If they are cutting the trees, another 5 trees, if 1 trees are cutting, another 5 plants they have to grow. So that, like afforestation, deforestation means destruction of forest, afforestation means growing of plants. So the industries, if they are cutting each trees, they have to plant 5 trees, like that. Then third one, widespread public awareness program should be organized among the local people. Widespread means all over the world we have to create public awareness, means create classes, through public awareness, through advertisements, we have to do the things. Then the importance of the forest and their conservation strategy should be included in the syllabus of the schools and colleges. They should explain the necessary of forest conservation, means like this, means we have to include in the schools and colleges how to prevent the deforestation. Then next is social forestry and agroforestry should be developed intensely by taking planned step for the necessity of fodder and firewood. Means social forestry, agroforestry should be developed. Social forestry, it is a department, and agroforestry department should be developed intensively by taking planned step for necessity for fodder and firewood. Fodder and firewood means taking food, means so many peoples, these tribal peoples are taking food from the forest. And firewood means they are using woods for making the food. So social forestry and agriculture forestry department should be working for the finding out the solution for this. Then in place of firewood, alternative options like solar energy, natural gas, etc. should be implemented. Means instead of this firewoods, we have to arrange solar energy or natural gas, etc. Okay, then forest resources should be used sparingly in order to make the process of tree growth faster and healthier. Infested trees should be removed. Forest fire causes heavy damage to forests. A separate system for forest national level should be created for dousing the fire. Means forest resources should be sparingly should be used sparingly. We cannot spoil the forest resources. We cannot pollute the forest. We cannot fire the forest. We cannot reuse means disturb the forest, cut the trees, etc., like that. So um, so next is due to the increased means of transportation and easy travel, thousands of pilgrims reach the religious places in forest area to attend the Bandhara fairs or the Parigamma circular travel. At the time, litter should be cleared properly, otherwise the forests are polluted. Means at time of littering, means litter should be cleared properly. Pilgrimage, mostly the pilgrimage time, when we are climbing the tomb upside the mountain, means in here itself rather than at the time of the season, so many people are using the waters. So at the time of that, water bottles are throwing outside the inside the forest, so it will be littered. So we have to make arrangements for the littering. So littering means polluting the with the plastics. Then due to the increased means of that also, then next is an area should be demarcated and reserved for animal pasture. Means that area should be, the forest area should be for entirely for animals. So that is our remedies for forest conservation we have just discussed. So what all things we have discussed: research should be done, then industry should receive, they have to find another options for finding the raw materials, then conservation strategy should be included in the syllabus, then firewood, instead of firewood they have to use another options and like solar energy, natural gas, etc. Then forest resources should be used, means littering should be banned. Then an area should be demarcated and reserved for animal, means they have an area of animals should be arranged. So these all are things. The next one is wildlife diversity. There is a large diversity in climate and physiography in India. Due to this geographical diversity of large variation is seen among the insects, birds and vegetation. There are about 15 lakh species of animal birds in the world. Out of this 80, these all you have to underline. And the previous points all are important. These remedies of forest conservation all are important, that you have to note it down. Then this you have to tell, there are about 15 lakh species of animals, birds in the world. Out of this, underline, out of these 81,251 species are found in India. India stands 12th in the world in the terms of biodiversity. Underline up to that. And animals from Asia, Europe, Africa seen in India. African sarak, European wolf, wild wolf and Kashmiri deer, elephants and gibbons from Southeast Asia, etc. are found here. The biodiversity of India includes black bear, one-horned rhino, deer, different types of snakes, peacock, gorat, hawk, kingfisher, flamingo, etc. Means this according to the biodiversity current scenario, current it is India is on the 7th, but in your textbook it is written that 12th, so you have to follow that only. Okay, current it is 7th, but you have to follow textbook whatever it is written 12th. So the snow leopard in Himalayas and the red-walled tiger and lions are seen moving their natural abodes. During the winter, migratory birds from distant places through into the watershed area of Kaln National Park, Bharatpur, Rajasthan and Nal Sarovar in Gujarat to spend winter. Sea turtles come to lay eggs along the sandy coast of Odisha. Indian python, various snakes and the king cobra are found in the southern rainforest. So these all are the wildlife diversity. How many species are there? 15 lakh species are there. Animals, birds, etc. are there. Out of these, 81,251 species are found in India. India stands 12th in the world in the terms of biodiversity. These are the very important points. So that's for all for this day. So you read the textbook carefully and start writing the notebooks. Okay, thank you.